welcome to my channel. Let's see what's going on for the month of March. I'm going to start off with the oracle cards, and then we're going to venture off into the tarot cards. Any information you need will be in the description box, so just check there if you want a personal reading, if you want to follow me on my other social medias. And let's jump in. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What does the month of March have in store for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements? All right, so first card we have is, we have Believe and Succeed. So this month is about putting your mind, sorry, I got distracted because the sirens outside. Anywho, this month is about putting your mind to something and seeing how, and being consistent and showing up that in believing you will succeed. So there could be something that you put your mind to, or something that you decided that you were going to wholeheartedly back yourself behind, that this month you could start to see glimpses of success coming down the way, or coming down your path. Or you could be literally in the midst of that success as a whole, but there could be an aspect of you seeing a vision, you acting on this vision, and actually seeing things come to like full form or manifest that could completely shock you during this month. I can't talk. Excuse me, guys, for getting tongue-tied. I got like completely distracted with the sirens outside. They just threw me off. But anywho, I also have physical activity. So you could be intentionally moving your body this month, whether that's through like a weight loss journey that you're on, or just trying to be intentional about moving your body, especially for my Leos who work from home, or you spend a lot of time in the house outside of just like going to work and coming home. Physical activity also. Some of you guys could be taking up some sort of like new hobby. You could be taking up a Zumba class or yoga or something, and you could actually end up meeting somebody, which is kind of interesting. So if you are wanting to meet somebody new, make sure you sign up for some yoga classes, or sign up for some creative classes too, pottery. You might end up meeting somebody, because that did come out here. Anywho, I also have Love Abounds and Well-Deserved Reward. So we got two cards talking about success and reward. There's going to be some sort of glimpses of you being on the right path in terms of what you're trying to build creatively or within a business. Okay? Either glimpses of like ways that you can make a business even more successful or take it to the next level, or glimpses of you being on the right track in some degree. All right, let's pull from this deck. What's going on with my Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placement for the month of March 2024? So yeah, we got Dice, which represents chance. We got Cowrie Shell, which represents abundance. We have Skull, which represents endings. And we have Water, which represents surrender. So in you merely taking a chance on yourself, it keeps repeating itself in this reading. But in you taking a chance on yourself, you will be surprised, Leos. That is the message for this month. You will be shocked, you will be surprised in how much believing in yourself, and in you believing in yourself, you taking a chance on yourself will actually take you somewhere. And it starts with surrendering. To believe is to surrender. Because when you believe that something's going to work out, you don't feel the need to control every aspect of it or know all the answers, to where it's like, okay, if the outcome isn't X, Y, and Z, then I'm not doing it. No, when you believe that you're doing something and this is what you're meant to be doing, or that there's going to be a certain outcome to it, you don't have to question how you're going to get there. You just allow all the pieces to fall into place. Same thing in regards to love. You don't have to know every single move or every single thought somebody thinks if you were to trust that if it's meant to be, it will be. And that's the beauty about life. Ignorance is bliss, but also ignorance is key in order for us to proceed in certain journeys in life, because if we knew everything, then that would just suck the fun. Now, would it? That would suck the fun out of everything. But let's go ahead and pull some cards from here. We're going to pull 8. Give me 8 cards for my Leos for the month of March. Give me an 8-card spread. We got the Knight of Wands, the Four, or not Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, Four of Cups, the Magician, Six of Pentacles. We have the Five of Wands, Queen of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. Okay. So starting off with just the overall theme. So we got the Knight of Cups representing that. The Knight of Cups represents going after opportunities, having new opportunities come your way. There could be someone who's either like straight up proposing to you during this month, or straight up like asking you to be their girlfriend, their boyfriend, or just trying to show you a level of interest, to be honest. This could be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio individual. Doesn't necessarily have to be either one of those zodiac signs, but this person could be like essentially trying to charm you, okay? Also with the Knight of Cups, this could more so represent your energy, where emotionally you could have some good days, some days, maybe some bad days. You could be very moody this month. It's important that you don't move off of these emotions though, because the Knight of Cups is more of a like emotions and movement type of card. So the trick is to feel your feelings, but not get them, or don't allow them to sway you to do things that you don't necessarily want to do in the long term, or you may change your mind about down the line. When it comes to career and finance, I have the Four of Cups. So when it comes to career and finance, there could be something here that you just blatantly don't like. Maybe you don't like the people you work with. Maybe you don't like the amount of pay, or maybe you don't like the amount of hours that you work, or the location that you work at. There's something here that you don't necessarily like, and you could be asking yourself, okay, is this a deal breaker? For my Leos who are not working, you could be in a space to where maybe you don't like the job that you're running across in terms of the ones that you have to apply to, or the ones that are reaching back out to you. And it's like, I don't really want that opportunity. So this month is about more so aligning with what you do want. And for a lot of you, it's more pay for the amount of work that you put out. This month, again, the challenge is to make sure you don't make any decisions this month that are more so temporary or based off of temporary emotions. So some of you guys could spontaneously decide to quit your job because you're like, I don't really like this environment, or I don't really like being here. So before you do it, hopefully I'm stopping you before you do it. Don't do it unless you got you a backup plan, okay? Some of you guys also may randomly hear back from a job that you thought ghosted you. This may have been a job that you applied to months ago, but then they randomly reach out to you and you may actually get the job. I got the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Now, when it comes to love specifically, I have the Magician card. So for my singles, you're in a space to where you want to manifest a specific type of person in your life. Whether this is somebody who's charismatic, somebody who's trustworthy, who has like a list of certain qualities that you're looking for. And that could be what you're trying to intentionally focus your energy on. With the Magician here too, some of you guys are wondering like, how can I avoid running into people with manipulative tendencies? Because maybe you felt like you've ran into people who, you know, may have manipulated things or upplayed things in the hopes of sleeping with you or dealing with you. And you could be trying your best not to run into those situations anymore. Yeah, there could be like this running suspicion around whether or not people's intentions are genuine in you dating. But I think what this month is going to teach you, in you having that overall suspicion constantly, even with it being unfounded. Like, it's one thing for you to have that suspicion because it's like clear signs of it. It's another thing to just kind of automatically assume based off of the patterns of your past or the past of people that you dated that a new person is going to also be that same way. So this month is going to teach you to maybe not lead with suspicion or lead with the energy of like counting something out without any like proof for real. You know, because you could be getting to know somebody, but just out of the sheer fear of them pulling the rug from up under you and revealing a whole nother version of themselves, this could be making you very, very cautious, which is understandable. Just have that discernment and just be aware. The best way you can avoid running into problems is being aware. That doesn't mean being scared to live your life. It's just being aware. That's all you gotta do. Now, in terms of the advice, let's talk about that. We got the Six of Pentacles. So the advice here is to look at how money is coming in and how it's going out. Are you spending just as much as you're making? And how can you cut back on certain expenses or certain things to where you can save more of your money? Do we have to really go to Target to get the same things that we could maybe get from Dollar General? That could be a little bit cheaper. Do we have to order DoorDash 3 times a day when that's like $90? And that could be $90 spent on groceries that could save us a week. Though, like finding ways to kind of leverage the money that comes in so that what you're spending it on makes sense. Because some of you, maybe that's been like a challenge for you, is understanding where your money is coming and going. You could be making a certain amount, but then also feeling like maybe the money's going out at the same breath, but there could be little adjustments that could be made to help. Same thing in terms of relationships. If you're in a relationship or dealing with somebody where you're like overly pouring into the situation in expectation or hopes that the person is going to eventually like turn around and do the same thing, you want to be very mindful of doing that this month or just in general. But with this being in the advice position, any situation where you have to overly give in hopes for someone to give back, for one, that's not love, but for two, people don't have the same spirit that you have. And when you have that understanding, you can give love from a free place, unconditional, because unconditional love is I love you and I don't expect anything back in exchange for that. You don't have to do X, Y, and Z for me to love you. That's unconditional versus it being a conditional term of, oh, I'm going to pour all this into you in hopes of you doing it. And the second you don't do it, then now all hell breaks loose. So the advice here is to not do that. That's not the proper way to build a foundation or a healthy relationship. Okay, so the challenge with the Five of Wands. So the challenge is maybe other people being energetically drama, or I don't know if that's the way I should put it, but there could be certain people around you who, like, they are very complex and they could have their own dramas that they're dealing with. And the challenge may be, maybe you're interested in somebody and they have a whole bunch of drama in their life. And the challenge is deciding whether or not to continue to deal with that person in the midst of their drama. Another challenge could be like work drama, like people that you work with being very confrontational or like just consumed in their own drama. Let me clarify this. Yeah, you could also be finding that maybe your energy just doesn't mesh well with certain individuals, and that could be a challenge. Clarifying that, I got the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Cups. So also you could be changing as a person and people are starting to look at you in a different way. So for example, maybe you're embarking on the spiritual journey and a lot of things are changing about you in terms of how you talk or the types of information or conversations you like to carry on and talk about. You could have people who are looking at you differently because of the fact that you're not subscribing to the same stuff that you used to. And that's not who you are. So now you got friends who are like, oh, you're acting weird, or family who's looking at you that way. And that could be its own challenge within itself. Now, what you need to be aware of with the Queen of Swords, let's clarify this. I got the Sun card and I got the Five of Swords. Okay, so what you need to be aware of is the answers that you could be seeking outside of yourself. You kind of already have the answers, but maybe you're looking for confirmation. And it's important to understand the difference between like having the answers and then just needing confirmation. Having the answers is like, I know what's going on. Needing confirmation is I feel what's going on. My intuition's telling me what's going on. My mind's telling me what's going on. But I just kind of feel like I just need to hear it from an outside source. So what you're not aware of is a lot of the answers that you feel like you don't have, you actually do have. It's just Maybe you feel like you need confirmation, or maybe you feel like with the Five of Swords clarifying as Queen of Swords, if this has anything to do with a person, the way that they treated you, it's not really an answer that's going to ease how you feel. Like I said this the other day, sometimes we don't really want answers to things. We just want to know, we just know that we feel hurt. So we don't want to know why somebody cheated on us. Somebody told us exactly why they cheated on us. That wouldn't help. That wouldn't bring a level of a load being off of your back. It would just be it would just be words versus you just blatantly saying, I'm hurt. I was hurt by this experience. That's really the basis of it sometimes. And it just is what it is. So what you're not aware of is some of you could be feeling like you need answers or you need clarity from someone, but you don't really need answers or clarity from that person. You just feel hurt. And you may be wanting this person to maybe validate the fact that you feel this way, or give you or words to kind of make sense of it when they can't give that to you. You can't let the person that hurt you give you that same understanding or peace, or let them be the dictator of that. Now, what to avoid with the Knight of Pentacles is, with the Knight of Pentacles, what you want to avoid is stopping on the journey that you're on, especially when it comes to my creatives watching this. Stopping and starting anything doesn't get you where you're trying to go faster. If anything, it slows things down. So if you are working on anything, this is the time where you need to stay consistent and you need to show up. Okay, same thing in terms of like working out. If you're going to work out to see progress, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. You can't stop, start. And then last card we have, so this is going to represent the outcome. So with the Six of Swords, the outcome of this month is you being in mental ease. It's like you're moving from this energy of being like stressed out, overwhelmed, into more of a peaceful place. You also could be like traveling, relocating, moving by the end of this month. Okay, some of you guys could be going on a cruise, going on a trip overseas. But just in general, your mental health could be a lot better, actually. And you could be getting a lot more sleep if you've been struggling with insomnia or like having a hard time getting your mind to rest. Also, if you've been wondering whether or not someone's going to like resurface or come back and apologize, some of you guys may experience that, but then that's still going to leave you with having to think through things or get understanding on how to even approach the situation, especially if it has anything to do with like this person cheating or you having extreme trust issues in connection to them. But this is what I see. I hope that this did give you some insight for what to expect for the month of March. If you enjoyed, thumbs up the video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.